What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrew, and this is my 2008 Nissan Altima Coupe. And we are going to be going on quite the mission, and we're going to be trying to manual swap this. It is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Right now, it probably makes about 170 to 180 horsepower. It's nothing crazy, but it's my first car. I fell in love with it, and it comes with a shitty junk CVT in that thing. So taking that bad boy out, and we're gonna put a manual in it. Quick disclaimer: this is my first time ever doing something like this, manual swapping a car. In general, I haven't done anything like this, so don't really follow this as like a step-by-step. But if it works, it fucking works. I mean, I have the knowledge to manual swap it. I know what I'm doing. Just, yep, quick disclaimer. Okay, while many would buy parts to manual swap a car, I personally found this Altima Coupe on Marketplace for $3,000. Bought it in cash. It is a salvage title. So obviously I'm not going to register it or anything. It is pretty much a parts car. It does run and drive, so that is also a plus. You got the 6-speed there. NOS, that's a daily. If you know, you know. Yep, so this is gonna be the parts car for the build. And yeah, I bought this car cheaper than it would cost me to actually buy the parts online. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so far what I've done is, obviously, I've taken out my headlights, taken off both my front wheels, my bumper, drained the oil, and now what we're going to work on is getting this subframe out. Okay, now to do that, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take out this top stabilizer end link. Let's see if it'll focus. We're going to need to take out this top end link. We're going to need to take out this tie rod end and this ball joint. So that's what we're going to start on. Okay, so now that we got the ball joint disconnected out of this socket, we got the sway bar out of its place, and we have the tie rod out of its place. The next step from here is going to be, let's see if you guys can see it. Right? No, not what I wanted to do, sorry. Right there. We're going to be taking that, I believe it's a 10mm bolt, out of the steering shaft. And we are going to also be taking off that power steering line. And I believe there's a couple other power steering lines. I'm going to have to double check, but I will get back with you guys as soon as that's done. Okay, now while I was down here, I went ahead and took the exhaust out. Took off some of these clips right here that go into the subframe. Make sure you just disconnect the oxygen sensor harness. And up, let's see, up there should be a 10mm bolt that goes right there. You're gonna want to take that one out. And that'll release this harness. There's also a sensor over here, right here to the power steering, solenoid. This clip right there, you just got to take the clip out, the subframes, and then this will be loose. And now we're gonna work on trying to get some of these power steering lines off. So this one, actually, as you can see, this power steering line is leaking a little bit. It's frozen on there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the union bolt, which goes to that, and we're just gonna take that little bolt, 8mm bolt, out, and it should drop down with the subframe. Okay, so now once you got that 12mm bolt out, I took a pry bar and a hammer and put it under it and started tapping on the pry bar, and the shaft came off of the steering unit right there. It's just hanging there. Let's see. Yeah, it's just hanging there. So if yours is seized on, try using an air hammer. Luckily mine was not, so I came off with a pry bar and a hammer. And yeah. Also, always remember, guys, if you're going to be attempting anything like this, make sure to put all the bolts in baggies and label them to what they go to. If there's certain ones, put notes of where they go and certain things like that. Some bolts you can just put back to where you take them out as long as you can. Like here, it puts the nuts back on these things because they're fucking small and I don't want to lose them. Yeah, so the bracket back here is kind of hard to get to, but eventually you will get it off. I do have mine loose down there, as you can hear it clapping around. The next thing would be to come up here and crank that union bolt. So that is what we are going to be doing next. Okay, so now after we've taken out the union bolt and we've started to drain our power steering fluid, there's the line, there's your high pressure line draining in. It's all draining, and then after you got those brackets and that power steering line disconnected, you're going to come over here and right on the side of the subframe you're going to disconnect this power steering line. It just runs all the way up to the reservoir. So yeah, and I'll disconnect it from here so we don't have to take off this whole line. Okay, so I was unable to get it off. It's like it wants to turn and everything, but for some reason it doesn't want to pull off. When I get the subframe out, I'll worry about it, and then when I get the engine out, I'll worry about this top one. But yeah, just gotta buy a new hose, no biggie. Okay, so I might have gotten a little sidetracked and decided to pull the ECU with the battery tray. Yeah, it was a couple bolts holding the battery tray and the ECU on together, and a couple clips and harnesses, easy to pull out. Just gave me a lot of room to work here, and I'm still not sure whether or not I want to pull the motor with the harness still on the motor or leave the harness in the engine bay. Something I'm gonna have to think about. Also, under the positive battery terminal, take off the little cap and take off this 12mm screw to release this harness from this whole assembly right here. Alright, so after disconnecting that engine mount bolt and the 4 bolts, connecting the subframe, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear, the subframe dropped down with ease. Nothing held us up, so got that out. Let's get it out of the way now.